Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm going to do another sketchbook tour. This sketchbook, I started it back in July, but with the summer being so busy, it kind of got pushed to the side, and it had a lot of blank pages in it. So I picked it up again this past few weeks, and I've been trying to fill in some of the blank space. So I'm going to do a tour of it, talk about some of the spreads in here, talk about the materials used, and yeah, starting with some messy doodling. Oh, and I'm trying to work on my sound, so I'm using a little microphone, but please let me know in the comments if the sound is still too low, because I know I'm a bit of a mumbler, so please let me know if the sound is better or if I still need to work on that part of it, and yeah, that would really help me out. These are all, with the exception of this one, these are all buildings in London. I was on a bit of a London kick, so you can see where I've used Tombow watercolor marker over the Derwent Inktense pencils that I like, and then, of course, the color too that I like so much. I really like this one. I've been trying to do more sky because it's something that I tend to leave off because um, I hate when there's too much going on, and with something like this, you just want to focus on the architecture. But I've been having a bit more fun playing with adding a bit of sky. So this was, I think I was looking at Antwerp, maybe. I should probably, someone might recognize this. If you recognize this, maybe it might be Antwerp, I think, but um, just having a bit of fun. Yeah, like I've said before, I love these messy pages. I like to just be free to just doodle whatever I want over each other, making a mess out of things, trying out different things, experimenting. That's the most fun for me. This one was fun. This page just had this. I started making a statue page and then kind of gave up because I didn't really like what was going on. So, pictures from Cornwall, I think. I really liked how this one came out because it's such a limited palette. But yeah, I think the effect came out really well. And yeah, this one as well. I really liked the perspective of this graveyard and church photo. So, I really like how this came out, even though this is a bit incongruous with that. Of course, using my favorite palette again. I like these figs. I kind of just threw this on here. I'm going on a drawing fruit kick, as you'll see by the end of the sketchbook, but I really like how these came out. This one I really liked as well. I really like this church, or cathedral, I should say. This one as well. I really like this. I love the play of purple and blue, even though maybe that's not typically a color combination we think of using, but I guess it's more of a periwinkle. This is all pictures from Vienna. And yeah, I really liked making this. I love just overlapping things and keeping it all in the same theme and color palette so that the overall effect is harmonious. But when you really start looking at it, you can kind of see where things have been overlapped and different pictures stand out once you start really looking at it. But yeah, this is a fun one. Some statues. I really like drawing statues. I'm still a bit timid about it, but I do enjoy drawing them, and the only way to get better at drawing something is to keep trying to draw it. So, of course, my horse went a little wonky, but that's the fun of it. And when you make a messy sketchbook spread like this, the little mistakes don't stand out as much because the overall effect is this more harmonious picture. So that helps a lot too. I think if you start a page and you don't like where it's going, at least for me, I just keep going because at the end, even though there's little things I don't like about this, the perspective, the legs, the toes, maybe they're not exactly how I would like them to be. Overall, I do like the spread. So I like the overall effect of the spread. I don't know if I would use this blue again, but I think it worked well overall. But yeah, I think I would use a different color in this place. I don't like how it doesn't quite mesh exactly how I would want to, but that's the fun of, just having a sketchbook like this that's a workbook, is that I can try different combinations, different things, see what works, see what doesn't, and then learn from that and continue applying it to my work. So everything is worth doing because you learn something from it. I like working on my airplanes. They're kind of hard to get right perspective wise, so I'm always trying to improve on that and work on that because I like drawing them. I just don't always get the perspective quite right. It's always the nose that gets me. I like this color combination quite a bit. Again, there's certain elements that I don't love exactly how they come out, but you just got to keep going. I just keep going, keep adding to it, keep practicing because that's the only way to get better at anything. Yeah, again, didn't come out exactly how I would like. Wasn't really in the flow this day, but yeah, faces are kind of hard for me, so I just try to keep practicing them. But if I don't like what's going on, I just turn it into a doodle page, and I love doodle pages, so it works out in the end. Yeah, as you'll notice, I love anything coffee, cafe related. One of my favorite subjects. Did a lot of hiking this summer in the Cascades and near where I live, so it was nice to do some mountain sketching, inspired by some of the things I saw. Even though this is quite, one mono palette, I guess you'd say. Really soothing to draw these like craggy bits. This is all bits from Croatia. I went here quite a few years ago, and yeah, I just love the architecture. I love how these like the skyline with the islands in the background. This one I liked quite a bit. I like the effect of the electric blue with the periwinkle tombow. More doodle pages, just having fun. More Croatia. Yeah, I didn't love these, but like I said, everything is an opportunity to learn something. It's all part of the process, good and bad. You learn something from every experiment you do, everything you try. So everything is worthwhile. Here you can kind of see sometimes I will start with the pencil drawing first and then go in, but sometimes I will start with the blocking out the silhouette with the Tombow marker and then drawing over it with the Inktense pencil. Um, I should go back and finish this if I can find the right photo, but it depends on my mood or the effect that I'm trying to capture. These two I really liked. I like the effect that the colors are having on each of these different pictures. This one I really liked as well. My horse is better than the last one we saw. Yeah, more overlapping. I really like how this came out. I would maybe go back and make this more of a contrast if I felt like it and darken this a bit, but overall I do like the effect. More mountains. This always reminds me of that pattern from the 80s or 90s with this color that you'd use for like water cooler cups. This is, I think, a photo from Frankfurt. Maybe not my favorite composition, but trying out different techniques, learning something new. I maybe wouldn't have made this so dark if I was going to do it again. But again, everything is a learning process. This bit, even though it's messy and a bit chaotic, I realized after doing it that I really enjoy that kind of perspective of having a very sweeping view of a landscape. So it's something that in the future could be quite nice to incorporate in different work. I really love these like sweeping landscape perspectives. This one I quite liked a lot too. Um, I love this color palette, the light green with the blue. It's nice to, it's fun to do. This I quite liked a lot as well. I love playing with colors that are not true to life. This cathedral is of course not these colors, but when you're true to the architecture and the values of the photo, it's interesting to play with the palette and to use different things. This is supposed to be the trees and the foliage around the cathedral, and I like the contrast of the orange and the blue. So yeah, for me, it's much more fun to play with that rather than trying to be true to life. To me, it's much more dynamic than just using brown or a color that is more true to what this cathedral actually looks like. I like how this came out. This perspective can be a bit challenging sometimes, kind of that straight on straight on view. But I like how it came out, how it's kind of unfolding. Yep. So some of these I like. Some of these I don't really like. These two I don't really like, but I do like this one. Again, like animals are not my forte when it comes to drawing, so practicing is key for me. Of course, getting into more of the landscapes, my favorite. This one I really liked, even though it's quite reduces it to be quite blocky, I guess is the word. I really liked how it came out, how the colors are uniform across the composition. Like this green matches with this green and this with this so that it's more harmonious. And I liked the reduced color palette that I used here. I don't know, it just came out in a way that I really, really enjoy. These, which one? These two were really fun, just being super, um, super free with the color choices, and it's quite chaotic, but you still know what's going on more or less. Um, yeah, it's messy, but I really enjoyed making it and just really layering all of my materials. Again, here, it's maybe a bit too messy. I would maybe make this a bit more clean, but it's all part of the process. This one I really liked a lot. I love the colors. I love using purple for landscapes. I've probably said that 100 times by now, but yeah. This one I maybe kind of wanted to make this a bit sharper. Didn't love how the bridge came out or here. I maybe would try to make this a bit more defined. But overall, I think it works well. Oh, these ones I hated. I hate, but again, like this is maybe something that I would never show or skip over, but I think it's good to show that not every experiment comes out the way you want it to. Not every composition comes out the way you want it to. This was just way too muddy, I guess, way too chaotic. Um, just really don't like them, but uh, it happens. You know, we have days where everything just flows and days where it just is a total mess. But it is what it is. These are really fun. I started reading this book by a Turkish author, so kind of sent me down an Istanbul rabbit hole. So all of these elements are from pictures from Istanbul. I really like these. I'm trying to play more with like sunset and night photos. So this one was like a dusk photo, and this was a sunset. Yeah, having more fun with the colors of the sky rather than just a very normal daytime photo. And I like how this tower came out too. This is the, I think, dark chocolate Derwent Inktense pencil, which is really soft and creamy, and I love how it plays with this paper. And yeah, this one came out. Really like how this one came out as well. You can see the harbor and the skyline. I like how this one flows from one. You know, we can talk about sketchbook composition. I would maybe think about putting something here, but I really liked how it all kind of flows together. It doesn't have to be where you fill every single bit of the page. It's enough to draw the eye in and kind of connect. So I really like how that came out. And keeping the color palette limited so that everything is in harmony. This one was really fun too. Some fruit inspiration and a bird. You can really see how these will be just layer upon layer of Tombow and then the Derwent pencil and then a Neo color, just kind of going over and over again until I get an effect that I like. So by the end, it's quite thick. It's really fun. I do really just love a themed page. Again, my favorite subject. When I'm making a spread like this, I'll often just start with, I think I started with this coffee roasting machine, and then I just found other elements that fit with the theme, and then I'll just start building on it, and then, I'll fill in some color here to kind of connect the different elements. And like I think this was, yeah, probably a three material composition. So it's a light purple Tombow, a dark purple Derwent pencil, and then the purple Neo color too. So just using those different materials in different ways all across the composition, and yeah, just continually playing with it until I get a result that I really enjoy. And it's fun too because you can just use all these different materials in different ways, layer them in different ways. I really like making these landscapes. Here too you can see how layered these become, which I really like the effect of that. And yeah, I think that's about it. So thank you so much. Again, let me know if the sound is okay, and I hope to see you again for the next video. Thank you.